Hello, and welcome to Tell the People, a program about our Catholic faith with news and information in and around the Catholic Diocese of Lafayette. I'm Stephanie Bernard. In today's show, Trista Littell interviews Sarah Rabelais about being thankful for our Catholic service centers. Father Michael Champine's talk in this segment, What It Means to Be Catholic, is about praying of faith. And in a conversation with Bishop Michael Gerald, Monsignor Richard Green interviews Bishop Gerald about The Light is On for You. And now, Catholic news on this November 25th weekend. The community of Jesus Crucified encourages everyone to mark their calendars for the following retreat to be held at Our Lady of Sorrows Retreat Center in St. Martinville. A Men of God retreat is also scheduled for November 30th through December 2nd. This silent retreat, presented by Father Michael Champagne, will focus on helping men to better understand and respond to their baptismal call to holiness in their state of life. Further details and registration information for all retreats may be obtained by calling 453-2385. St. Francis Regis Church in Orneville will host a 3-night Parish Mission focused on the splendor of Christ with music and the heritage of St. Louis de Montfort and the Catechism of the Catholic Church. The mission will be held inside the church at 6:30 p.m. nightly from December 3rd through the 5th. Deacon Cody Miller will be the presenter. Deacon Miller will focus his first presentation on references from St. Louis de Montfort and the Catechism. On night 2, he will offer similar focus on the Hail Mary, teaching on the wonders and powers of this prayer, as well as its miraculous origin. The final night of the mission will focus on the Eucharist as Deacon Miller draws on reflections of Blessed John Paul II and St. Louis de Montfort. All are invited to attend this mission to help us to understand God's great love for us and His plan of salvation for our lives and how we can share that love with others. Christmas may seem far away, but the Lafayette Diocesan Office of Justice and Peace is encouraging everyone to mark their calendars for the Child Smile deadline. Child Smile is an annual project to solicit donations of Christmas gift boxes for children whose parents have been incarcerated. The deadline to donate gifts for this year's Child Smile project is December 5th. Donations may be dropped off at the front desk of the Immaculata Center in Lafayette between its operating hours of 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon on Fridays. Some suggestions for items to place in the gift boxes include dolls, stuffed animals, CDs or DVDs, costume jewelry, watches, and gift cards. Please refrain from including items that are secondhand, breakable, liquid, or perishable, as well as toy weapons. For further details on how to contribute to the Child Smile Project, please contact the Office of Justice and Peace at 261-5545. We would like to extend an invitation to all those who have suffered through violence to attend the annual Mass for survivors of violence on Sunday, December 2nd. The Mass will be celebrated by Bishop Michael Gerald at 2 p.m. at the Immaculata Chapel in Lafayette. A reception will follow, and grief counselors will be available for consultation and referral if anyone is in need. Each year, the Mass for Survivors of Violence offers an opportunity to come together with other survivors in memory and celebration of the lives of loved ones who have been lost through violence. Everyone is welcome. If you or someone would like to receive a personal written invitation to attend this year's Mass, please call 261-5545 to submit his or her name. Coming up next, Trista Littell interviews Sarah Rabelais about being thankful for our Catholic service centers.
Welcome to Tell the People. I'm Trista Littell, and joining me today is Sarah Rabelais. She is the Administrative Coordinator for Lafayette Catholic Service Center. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Ms. Trista. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm so glad you could join us today. We've been so blessed here in Acadiana, and we want everyone to know about Lafayette Catholic Service Centers. Tell us about the center and about the program it operates.
Sure. Lafayette Catholic Service Centers actually operates 9 different programs here in Acadiana that serves the people that are hungry, those that need shelter, those that may need a little bit of a financial boost between a point of crisis into self-sufficiency. So we have homeless shelters for men, we have homeless shelters for women, we have homeless shelters for veterans. We've got St. Joseph Diner that provides meals not only to the street homeless but to the homebound and those that might find themselves in a bit of an emergency situation, maybe a loss of a job or things like that. We also have a new hygiene center that provides free showers and laundry service to the street homeless, and we're really proud of that program too because it's really creating an open door for relationships to occur between us and the street homeless, and those are what really matter, what really can make a difference. And then we've also got the Bishop O'Donnell Transitional House and the Monsignor Segure Center, which provides a lot of the financial assistance that we give.
And I know that you all do so much, but it seems like at Christmas time, that's when more people seem to be looking for that type of organization to provide help to. So during Christmas and New Year, what are some of the ways that people can assist in this need? Yeah,
Christmas is a big time of year for us, and I think it's because Acadiana is so generous and they really want to give back. And it's important too, and so we kind of think about that, like when we're receiving so much, that's when we want to give so much, and it's really beautiful. So I love that Acadiana takes that responsibility on. But because of that, we have a large number of people at one time. So this year we kind of broke it down into 5 tips that really can help people serve those in need through our organization the best way possible. And the first one is to call ahead and schedule. It's really important to call ahead because oftentimes people just show up and we're already full, and that doesn't really make a meaningful experience for them or the people that we serve. So that's really important. The next one is going to be to give the gift of presence. And this one is really important to us too. Like I said earlier, relationships really make a difference. And if a program is full, that doesn't mean that someone can't come. It just means that their service might look a little different. Their service might look a little bit more like giving a warm heart to someone instead of just maybe serving behind a line or preparing a meal. It's going to be a lot of conversation. The people that we serve really love to talk about their life and want to know about other people's lives, and that's one of the biggest ways that people can give back is that gift of presence. So that's a big one. The third one is to provide for our current needs. We have, every one of our programs is going to have a list of needs for in-kind donations that we need year-round, but also during the holidays. And those are accessible on the website, as well as on our Facebook pages and our quarterly newsletters and things like that. So that could be anything from like twin-size blankets to frozen turkeys to canned goods to move-in kits when we're helping people move into permanent housing. So there's a lot there that people can do. The fourth one is to consider a financial contribution, and that goes for the holidays or for year-round. We kind of break down our financial giving to where people can really see the impact that gift makes in the lives of the poor. Something like $50 can provide a week worth of shelter for an individual, or 10 meals for a homeless person. And so I know in the past I've given creative gifts to my family and friends like that. And it's kind of a neat way to do that year-round.
And the needs are so great, and like you said, they're so vast, so there's never a question of if there's a place to provide help.
There is. There's plenty. There's plenty. Sometimes you kind of have to be a little creative with it and think outside of the box because I think a lot of people maybe only know one way to give. And so we like to give people a lot of options. And that brings us to the last one, which is actually to think outside of the holiday season and to maybe start a new tradition with your family for the holidays. Like we had talked about earlier, we have a lot of volunteers around Christmas, and so we're kind of hoping that maybe this year people will maybe start a Christmas in July, or maybe volunteer the week after Christmas or 2 weeks after Christmas, or even thinking about in-kind donations or financial gifts year-round instead of just at the holidays, whether that's starting like an in-kind or financial end-of-the-year giving or monthly giving. It just extends generosity and help the whole year, and that's what we need, and that's what even more so the people that we serve need. You know, they don't need help just at Christmas.
Right. Well, and besides Christmas and Thanksgiving, is there any other time that's a big time that y'all seem to get a lot of people?
A lot of people at Easter.
At Easter also.
Yeah, a lot of people want to give during Lent even, and leading up to Easter. We get a lot of people that want to do food drives, which is great. It's such a wonderful time of year for us because it is kind of right in the middle where we're not seeing as much in-kind donation support as we do at other parts of the year.
And you said a lot of times people just need someone to listen to them, or they need to tell their story, because that's how people heal. And many of them are where they are because of something that's happened to them.
It's very true. And a lot of times they feel kind of left out on the outskirts, and they don't trust people very well. And so kind of starting that relationship and someone really taking the time to care about them helps that dignity be restored, and it, you know, it just gets them into a much better position to even help themselves and to be helped than if they're just kind of looked at as a project, you know?
Right, right. And, you know, we serve people, not for people to feel like they're less than because they're needing help.
Right. No, exactly. It's so important that we remember that every life is precious and that every life is sacred, and that goes from womb, you know, even the people that are less fortunate and have fallen on hard times, you know. I sometimes forget that life is just as important as anything else. I mean, they're my brother, they're my sister.
All in line with Catholic social teaching.
We're one big family.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, stay tuned, folks. There's more to come on Tell the People.
Thank you, Trista and Sarah. Coming up next, Father Michael Champine's talk in this segment, What It Means to be Catholic.
Good morning and welcome to What It Means to be Catholic. We conclude today in this November series treating an introduction to the Catechism of the Catholic Church. We're treating the four pillars, or those four main divisions of the Catechism, the first being the profession of faith, the second being the celebrating of that faith, namely treating the sacraments. The third we did last time, that life in Christ section, or the moral section, which was basically treating the 10 Commandments as we have them perfected in Christ. And then in this fourth, last but not least, by no means, that of faith in prayer. Praying, expressing our faith in an intimate response to God, in a very privileged expression of the human heart before God. The Catechism of the Catholic Church begins that prayer section speaking about definitions of prayer. And it cites one of St. John of Damascus, St. John Damascene, who says prayer is the asking of good things from God. Or quoting also another traditional prayer is the lifting of the heart or mind to God, putting a disposition of attentiveness to God by way of the heart and by way of the intellect, thinking and wanting to respond in faith. And it also cites Saint Thérèse of Lisieux, who says, for me, prayer is a surge of the heart.